In today's fast-paced world, it can be difficult to slow down. There's work, family to take care of. If you're lucky, you may be able to fit in a workout. And with working from home becoming more common, the line between work and personal time gets blurred more easily. But slowing down is also difficult because our attention gets hijacked all the time. Emails, notifications, advertising on social media. With our smartphones always within reach, every potential moment of boredom is immediately filled with something to entertain us. With a constantly racing mind, it can be almost impossible to relax and unwind, even if we want to. So in today's video, I want to share an exercise you can use to slow down. It's called slow looking. Here's what you do. You pick an object, you look at it slowly for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then write down what you observe. I'm going to use the example of looking at a tree. But you can use any object you like, even if it's just an item in your living room. The key is to look at an object slowly while giving it your full attention. In the process, your mind calms down and you'll feel more present. So often we hear but don't truly listen, and we look but don't truly see. And let me ask you this, is there a street you walk through every day? And has it ever happened to you that you only noticed a certain shop or building after having walked by it for months? That's what I mean. It takes time to perceive details. By looking at an object slowly for 10 to 15 minutes, you'll be able to notice all kinds of intricate little things that would otherwise escape your attention. So here's what I see when I take my time to really look at a tree. The first thing that comes to mind is the bigger picture. It's a tree, and it's surrounded by other trees. But when I look closer, I notice differences among the trees. Some have small trunks and look young. Others have thick trunks and are very tall. Also, the leaves of the trees have different shapes. When I look at a single tree, I notice how the roots grow deep into the ground, anchoring the tree and absorbing water from the ground. The thick bark on the trunk has a rough texture. It has an interesting pattern with mostly straight vertical lines. It's grayish-brown in color, but you can see the lighter golden-brown color of the wood behind the bark. There are dead leaves right next to the tree. Their color has faded from lush green to a dark green, yellow and brown. The leaf feels very light, it's dry and brittle. When I look up, I notice how the green leaves are so thick that the sun has trouble shining through. Seen from the balcony on the third floor, the tree looks different. And the rain adds an interesting new layer to my slow-looking practice. I notice how the tree seems to keep splitting up, starting with the trunk. There are the tree branches that grow from the trunk, and then there are sub-branches that grow out of those. Looking at the raindrops on the leaves, I wonder if the leaves absorb them or if they rely exclusively on the water that's brought up from the roots. The leaves are heart-shaped and seem to wiggle each time they get hit by the raindrops. And I'm thinking that a tree can be a metaphor for how to live a good life. Instead of being rigid and immovable, they are firmly rooted in the ground, yet sway in the wind, which allows them to survive almost any storm. They harmoniously coexist with their natural environment. And they go through the circle of life every year, losing their leaves in the fall, but growing new ones in spring. Their very presence is calming to look at, similar to mountains. Now, have you ever looked at a tree this way? Or any object? Ancient spiritual traditions and modern science both point to the importance of managing our attention. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said that you become what you give your attention to. And in his book Deep Work, Cal Newport mirrors this statement. He writes, "Your world is the outcome of what you pay attention to." And in his book Wrapped, science writer Winifred Gallagher writes, "The skillful management of attention is the sine qua non of the good life, and the key to improving virtually every aspect of your experience, from mood to productivity to relationships." So there's a lot to gain. I personally found that the practice of slow looking has a ripple effect on other parts of my life. By training my attention through slow looking, I'm noticing more details in my daily life. I don't practice slow looking every single day, but it's a grounding practice that I keep going back to whenever I experience inner turmoil. So I challenge you to do this slow looking exercise with me. Pick an object, look at it slowly for 10 to 15 minutes, and write down what you observe. If you don't have that much time, I have another video on my channel on how to slow down in just 60 seconds, which you can watch right here. So good luck with taking things a bit more slowly, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.